Guys, Aaron here. Sorry for the big bright light in my face, but is what it is. It's on and it's in my face, so that's the way it is. Either way, this Mini X, I'm getting ready to cut a couple of pieces of railway tie here. I don't know how it's going to go. I saw online that you can put a steel blade on the quick cut and buzz through the bell and cut it in half. So that's one of the mods I'm doing for this machine. So here, I'll spin you around and give you a look. Aaron here. So what I've dropped the oil out of my mini excavator here, my Chinese version, right? Remember this if you saw the last video. So I dropped the oil, changed it. That's done. I greased everything. I'm doing the hydraulic oil tomorrow. I have a welder coming because I'm not a welder, but I'm going to uh, put a counterweight at the back here. And the way I'm going to weight it is with railway ties. So I've got piece of railway tie right here. It's 43 inches long, and I want to cut it in half. Actually, I want to cut it in half, and I want to cut there's a damage dent on it. I want to cut that off. So I called my local steel place. They didn't want to do it because they don't know what kind of metal's in there and whatnot. So I don't blame them. I don't want them wrecking their bandsaw. So there's our hydraulic oil that's going in it in a couple of days. But anyway, here's our piece, and I'm going to take this jagged piece off here. So I'll cut it to this black line, if you can see that right here. And then I'm going to cut it again in half, and that's going to give me two 80-pound pieces of railway track. Same with this here. This is I don't even know what that is. That's probably 25 or 30 pounds right there, just this small piece. So what I'm fabricating on the back of this machine will be two receivers, trailer receivers, and a sort of box that plugs into it. And then I'll be able to set these weights in as I need them, if I need them, and the whole thing will be removable as well. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to attempt to cut one of these things and see how that goes. Yep, this thing is definitely heavy because it's squishing the wheels on this dolly. Earplugs. I'm feeling this is going to be extremely loud. So, like I said, I called the steel place. They didn't want to cut it. Sorry if I'm talking loud. I have ear protection in. They didn't want to cut this thing, which is fine. So I did have steel blades, steel saw, steel blades sitting around the shop, brand new. I have two of them for this smaller saw. So why not utilize them? I bought them, or I got them free, I don't remember, years ago for cutting T-bars, and I never even used them. They've been sitting here, so it just works out that I have them, and I'm going to try and cut through this. See how that goes. Well, that made quick work of it. Whew. I'm going to have to flip it over and mark it again and cut it from the other side, I think, and try and line it up. Before that, though, I think I'm going to mark my other cut here and buzz down through it. That way I can flip it over and finish off both those cuts. You know how you sort of want to touch something when it's hot? I think that's probably really hot, but I'm not going to touch it. Might dump some water on it, actually, if I have to touch it for any reason. Because I would think that's going to be very hot. What do we have here? 43 inches. Okay. Get a straight edge. Can't find anything, so here's what it is. So 43 divided by 2 Any takers? Anyone? 21.5, I think. I had a lid for this marker. Oh, I lost it. All right. My new line is marked roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to buzz through the bell. Apparently, this is the bell, the top part. I'm going to buzz down as far as I can again. Then we'll flip her over. Hopefully, I'll find my lid to my marker under here somewhere. Flip it over and make some new marks and finish cutting through it. Whew. It actually cuts through it a lot quicker than I figured it would. So I'm happy about that. It's good news. Let's flip this baby over. Well, it's not the straightest cut I ever made, but that's okay. It really doesn't have to be perfect. This is the best I've got for a ruler, so as long as it's close. If I had a square, it'd be much better. Oh, there's my marker lid. That's good. If I had a square, it'd be much better, but I just don't want to take the time to go find one. So like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect what I'm doing here. It's just got to be close. Well, I was off with my initial cuts. Cut it on a bit of an angle, but that's okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. I can clean it up with a grinder if I want. I mean, I paid $40 for this hunk of steel off someone, a Facebook marketplace. So, I mean, where can you get a piece of weight like that, 160 pounds for $40? It's pretty good. I don't really care if I wreck it or not, as long as it sits in the back of the machine and keeps it down a bit. Let's see how she goes. Whew. Well, that was definitely harder getting through that side. Got a bit of a burr here that I'll use the grinder on probably. I'll try the saw first, but I'll probably end up using the grinder to cut that off on both sides. Yeah, unless the sledgehammer will do it. I don't think it's that soft. Okay. Next side. Oh yeah, that's hot. Oh yeah, that's hot. I could tell it was struggling a bit when I was cutting, so I decided to put some snow on there, and oh yeah, that is extremely hot. Guess I'm glad I didn't touch it. Just wondering if this end is still hot that I was messing around with. No, that's good. I think that's good now too. Ta-da! Well, that was a better cut than the other one. Guys, I don't know if any of you are thinking about opening your own landscape business or not, but there's so many different things you can do in this industry to make money. Everything's different. Every day is different. You're your own boss. Like, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I love doing this. Something new. Every day there's something different. You're always at a different site doing something. I highly recommend it. If you need help with doing something like that, look in the description of this video. Got a bunch of courses there that'll help you. They're all cheap compared to everybody else out there. They're straightforward and easy video courses. I mean, if I can do this, guys, anybody can do this. I make decent money. I work when I want, as much as I want, make as much as I want. I hire who I want, work with who I want. I work, I don't work. I get the employees to do it. I don't, whatever. I do whatever. You make all decisions. They're easy decisions to make. If you do honest work and you try, you'll always have enough work. And like I said, this is just, I've never cut steel before. I've never put a steel saw on my stone saw. I cut brick, not steel, but I put a steel saw on there and I just cut a train track in half. I mean, you're doing something new all the time, and you're learning constantly in this industry, whether you have experience in the industry or not. You can learn this stuff very easily. I mean, if I cut 10 more of these today, I would consider myself a professional now at cutting train tracks. I mean, you get better with everything you do. So whether you start off in lawn care, garden care, landscaping jobs, interlock, whatever you're doing, you're going to get better and better at it. And then you're going to be a professional very quickly when you're doing this every single day. And if you don't want to get into that end of yourself, just read up on it and research it and hire the people that can do it for you. Win-win. You give them work and you make money. Anyway, that's that. Now I have two 60-pound, 80-pound pieces here that I'm now going to, I'll paint them black. I don't really have to, but I'll paint these two black. And these, every time I want weight in the back of my Mini X over there, I'm going to put these just like this. Boom. Into the custom box that's being made. Boom. Just like that. And there's 180 pounds. So now when I'm digging out roots or doing whatever, I have that extra little bit. Or when I'm going up this steep trailer, these ramps are pretty steep, I'll have that on the back so it's not tippy going on or off. And yeah, it's just an easy, quick fix, a cheap fix, because when you buy a cheap machine like that, you want to try and do everything on the cheap. I mean, I could have bought a brand new Kubota or Bobcat for, what, 50, 60,000? I don't even know what they go for. I wouldn't buy it. But a cheapie like that, I paid next to nothing for that thing as far as I'm concerned. I paid 1/10 of what a new one from Kubota or Bobcat would cost. And, you know, like I said in the previous video, if I can get a couple of years out of it, I'm laughing. So this is a cheap fix. Like I said, 40 bucks for these, 180 pounds of weight. And yeah, I got to pay the welder a couple bucks. But again, it's relatively cheap. I know the guy. He's a good guy. He gave me a deal. So I got to pay for the steel and a bit of labor, and I'm happy to do that. Guys, thanks for being here. See you in the next one.